Hey there, bro. As you can tell by, probably the title of this video and the words written here in the middle of the screen, this video is my overall story on self-improvement. The aim of this video is to get you to, you know, relate to me a bit more, learn about me, get to know me basically, and see where I've been and see what I can help you with based on where I've been in the past. So, let's get right to it. Here is me when I was 12 years old. I know, shameful. I was not in the best of shape. I looked like a flaccid watermelon marshmallow. And this was me before I discovered self-improvement, and it was a product of basically video games, laziness, and a terrible, horrifying diet. That was basically my life back then. I would just sit around when I got home, play video games, and eat bread. Not a very good way to live, trust me. Especially once I started, developing the urge to not good whatsoever, seeing as I was lazy. So, what were the positives of such an? I guess I enjoyed the instant gratification and dopamine which I received. But I don't think I really did. I was inherently sad. I used to think of killing myself. When you're 12 and you're pretending you're depressed because you want to be interesting. Yeah, I would I'm gonna cut myself. No, I didn't. I was too much of a pussy to even cut myself. So, what were the negatives? Well, there are too many to list, but here are some that I have synthesized into this paper. So, number one, terrible physique. No one respected me, no one found me attractive. Number two, no mission. I was living a pointless life. My life basically revolved around Fortnite and Minecraft. I was basically just a little nerd. I would spend all day watching infographics, show videos, and Mr. Beast. And oh yeah, I know a bunch of random facts, I'm so cool. But no one cares. I had low testosterone, which to be honest, maybe it's just because I was 12, but my testosterone is much higher now. So yeah, take that as you will. And 5, I had terrible mental health, especially, health. Let me just correct that real quick. Let's pretend no one saw that. I had terrible mental health, especially after COVID, when I was severely addicted to video games and social media. So, what were my mistakes and or problems in this specific area or chapter of my life? Now, obviously I had a horrible experience with girls. No girls liked me, none of them found me attractive. Some people made fun of me for being fat, but to be honest, not really. I had most of my friends, or just people I knew, no one actually made fun of me for being fat. I was just insecure, because I knew I was fat, and I didn't want to admit it. But so I told people, oh no, this is because I play rugby. This is an average rugby physique. No, it's not. And it made it so I was scared of meeting new people because I thought they would judge me, even though I never actually experienced that much vivid bullying when I was fat. Because I guess, because we were young and no one wants to be mean. And another mistake I made is that I was basically leading a life of hedonism, which for those of you who don't know is just this philosophical term for pursuit of pleasure. It's just a life where it just mainly revolves around wanting to feel as good as you can in the moment. What did I learn from here? Number one, you get exactly what you deserve. The life you live will reflect in every single area of your life, of your body, your face, everything. And that might take a lot of time to get rid of. Now, number two, everyone can build themselves up. As you can see, I'm much stronger, more confident, and sexier than I was back then. And yeah, all you need is a little push to get started. And that's what we'll see in the next section. Boom. This is when I first discovered self-improvement. Pretty sure this was between March and autumn. No, sorry, not March and autumn. Summer and autumn of 2022. It's when I first discovered self-improvement, as it says here. I had TikTok. I discovered self-improvement on TikTok. I'd watch Hamza, Andrew Tate, and Sneeko videos would appear on there. And then I eventually deleted TikTok, went back to YouTube, and just started watching a bunch of self-improvement content there, which did help me out for a long time. I'm not gonna lie. It's great. If you do use YouTube, please only watch self-improvement content. It's better to watch that than to watch Mr. Beast. So this is when I started working out. You can see me this picture I took in my basement. Bro, I was so insecure. I didn't even show my face in this picture. My first ever progress pic, and you can't even see my body correctly. But yeah, I had a muffin top. I was not looking very good. And so I found out about good habits, stopped playing video games, and tried to no avail to stop the bad habits. Now, positives. It started everything. What you see now in front of you, what people see on a day-to-day basis, a happy, cheerful guy who's confident. It's all because of that guy, this guy back here, who decided to work hard and become something and make something of himself. I gained somewhat respect for myself. I took responsibility for myself and my life quality, and I started improving my health, my physique, and my confidence overall, which is basically noob gains in all areas of life. It went like skyrocketed at the start, and now it's just like a slow burn, but I haven't even reached my J curve yet. Just wait. Negatives. My mental health actually tanked because I realized that everything I was doing was absolutely horrifying for me. Like, I was just eating bread. Like, for a long time I kept doing that, so I would basically be living the same life, but I just added in working out, which already does a lot. And I started a very superficial version of self-improvement where I thought it was all about just like working out to look better and then maybe get girls. So I basically became like a gym rat incel, which is better than, you know, being a little incel who plays video games instead. Mistakes, problems. I had a lot of inconsistency in my good habits. Obviously, I started self-improvement then. I was struggling with a lot of my bad habits. And a mistake I made, which is I thought I knew better than those who were ahead of me. And I made that mistake a lot of times, way too many times, where I'd watch this video and it said something that seemed hard or I just didn't like, and then I wouldn't do it. Even if obviously it would work, and looking back, if I had done that, imagine how much better I would be now if I just stopped coping. So bro, trust me, you do not know better than me, than any other guy who's ahead of you in the competition, in the race. Because if you knew better than me, you would be better than me. And chances are, if you're watching this video, you're slightly behind me, which isn't necessarily an insult, bro, right? When you saw this guy, I don't like feel disgusted when I see this. I have no problem with this, because he's the guy who starts. If you were, if you were this guy, yeah, you're like, I would call you a dickhead, and I'd think like, what's the hell is genuinely wrong with you? But if you're this guy, no, nothing but respect for you, nothing but love for you, bro. Keep grinding, keep working, you will get there eventually. But it will be much easier if you just trust these guys like me, who have already been through the trial and error, and who will give you the best path to go down. Like, think about it this way. Your brain has made you play video games and like choke your chicken and watch porn, like what, for 10,000 hours? How much of your life have you wasted to those activities? So why would you trust your brain when up until now your brain hasn't been that, you know, effective in leading you? You see what I mean? And 5 is, big mistake is I only focus on the physique side of self-improvement, which is better than nothing, but obviously it's not enough. What I did learn is fitting in will get you nowhere. Wanting to be like everyone else will make you worse than everyone else, in a weird way. The easiest habit to start is working out, at least it was for me. The easiest way to stay consistent is by using habit trackers. You can't really see because my room is a mess, bro, and I need to fix this, make it look way more aesthetic. But I have a bunch of papers all over my wall, and one of them is a habit tracker. Actually, I can show you here. I have them printed out, like one for every month. Boom, I just have like a habit tracker here, and I switch it out on my wall every single week. It's much easier than using your phone. My ego stopped me from developing many times, and if you're starting off, kill your ego. I'll talk more about that in a future video, but trust me, bro, your ego is gonna get you nowhere where you currently are. Once you've made some progress, your ego's amazing. It'll actually accelerate your progress. Number 5, I do not know better than those who have tried this path before me. Even me, right now where I currently am, there are still guys who are light years ahead of me. And if I met them, I would shut up, like zip it, and just pay attention. Like, learn as much as I could from them, because that's the most effective way of learning. Turn off your brain and absorb information. Now, this is me after 1 year of working out, like at peak. You've probably seen this picture. I'm very proud of it. I do look like bigger now than I did back then, and I'm pretty much as lean, but I still really like this picture. I'm not sure how I took such a good picture. Anyways, but enough about the picture. I lost 8 kilograms of fat, which is pretty big for a kid, basically. I was like 13, 14 at this time. I lost 8 kilograms of that, which, thinking about it, I didn't actually cut that much compared to like boxers or some. I may have growth like stunted myself, like you see I have like pretty skinny wrists, but I don't think I did. I think I'm fine. I'm still growing, so hopefully it'll be good. It'll be alright. I was much more confident in myself. Like, especially, you saw this picture, bro. This was like, I think this was even Christmas, bro. Not even the summer yet. And yeah, no. This was after the summer. So, cause yeah, I'm tanned. So you can see, bro, it's finally comfortable taking my shirt off. Like, the first year was so good, man. You know, the feeling of, I used to, like, spend as much time before taking my shirt off at the beach, because I didn't want, like, the random girl over there to see me. And now, like, I was the first one to take my shirt off, I'm not gonna lie. I really wanted to take it off, bro. And I started my slight degen phase, and we'll get more to that in a bit. Positives, I look much better in my physique overall. My testosterone increased. My confidence and self-esteem increased. I started attracting girls, and I started racking up some consistency, because, you know, you get more motivated when you see your progress, and that helps you make more progress. Negatives, I made a stunted growth, and I started focusing solely on looks maxing. Yeah, mistakes, problems. Number one, which I've already had for a while. You'll see this is a recurring issue, which I have had up to a certain point, which is not focusing on other aspects of my self-improvement. Example, my mental health. I had terrible mental health at this point. I was still scrolling daily and just wasting my time doing a bunch of stuff. And I started relying too much on external validation, because, bro, trust me, when you start, you know, getting bigger, and the guys in your locker room are gonna start saying, "Oh, bro, go crazy, you're getting gains for real, no," you know, they start hyping you up, you're gonna feel great. But, like, how many times can someone compliment you about the same thing until, you know, it stops being interesting, or they just stop overall? After like 3 times, they're gonna stop, and they're just gonna accept it as a new reality. So do not rely on external validation. And another mistake is I started going a bit soft on self-improvement. I basically thought that, oh, I've already reached my goal, which back then was basically just attracting girls, and which I wasn't even doing that effectively. It was basically just cope that, well, I might as well slow down and chill out a little bit at the end of the day, and then time wasted. So much time wasted. What I learned, your classmates will hype the hell out of you in the locker room. That part isn't exactly bad. It's actually pretty cool. I had some pretty nice classmates back then. 2, don't rely on the validation of other. It is fleeting. If you have a strong mind and you validate yourself for the hard work, you'll be much happier. 3, you can look great without abs. You saw this picture. I was probably like 18, 17% body fat. And I don't want to really go lower than that, or at least I didn't want to, because I don't want to stop my growth, obviously. And so you could look great without abs. As long as you're leanish, you should be fine. 4, girls are more attracted to the confidence you actually gain than the muscles. Now, obviously, the muscles help. If a girl, like, sees this, she's obviously going to like you more. But the confidence I have, being the guy who would show this, is actually the most attractive part. And number 5, it is necessary to focus and improve on every single aspect of your life, bro. Even sleep, even like the time you spend with your family, even taking out the trash, bro. You can improve everything, optimize everything. Now, this is part 4, my degen phase, which is when I started focusing really a lot of time on looks maxing. As you can see, I got like a version of the TikTok boy hair, grew it out long. Girls really like my hair for some reason. Now, I would much rather have the hair I have now. I think it makes me look much more masculine, much more like a man, but I do admit that I look pretty nice with the TikTok boy hair. And now I learned the red pill degen way of getting girls, you know, like the fuck boy energy, which we'll get to that afterwards. And I got 7 girls in 7 months, which is like a pretty nice number. I just like throwing the number around, it's funny. And this was after I moved countries to the country I'm in now. And yeah, so I got 7 girls in 7 months. I changed schools, bro. That was crazy. My friends, like, I gained so much respect from that, even though I kind of wish that hadn't happened. So, because the positives, I mean, I guess I did get what I always wanted, which was some like a love and affection from girls, which didn't even turn out to be that good, and we'll see why later. I gained a huge boost in attraction. Right? I looked pretty good. I probably rate myself between like 7 at least there. That's when I was still, and I got some social clout because when girls see you with other girls, they like you more for some reason, and when guys see you with girls, they also like you more. So just hang out with girls, guys. Negatives, looks maxing did make me look a bit more like a girl. As you can tell, like, if you show this picture to 1,000 people, some of them would probably think I was a girl because of like the long hair and like the meticulous attention I was taking to make sure I looked great and presentable. And yeah, the second one is brutal, bro. I still regret this. I lost my first kisses to girls I didn't care about. I broke up with her like a week later, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, like, no offense to her, but she was just not pretty, bro. What a waste of my time. I gained emotional upset because I would pull a girl, get her number, get her to go on a date with me, and I'd build up this false sense of security, like, oh yeah, I've locked her down, she's in the bag, she's mine, and then boom, she'd like stop texting, stop being interested, or I would just throw her away, and that did hurt, definitely, for a while. I mean, I'm sure it still would, but I've stopped doing that, and yeah, just built false security, which is not nice. I hurt a lot of girls in the process, and I ended up hurting myself as well. But I guess that just builds life experience, so you can find positives in everything. Let's see, next. Mistakes, problems. This is a big one. Acting like a red pill alpha male will get you a big amount of girls, like you saw the 7. But they're all pretty low quality. Now, low quality doesn't mean that they're ugly. Some of them are actually pretty cute. But it's like the type of person. And there's a way I've made of to start like filtering girls out like this which is, if they were a boy, and would you think they were a loser? Like based on the stuff they do, if they spend all day scrolling, you'd probably think he was a loser. So you wouldn't want to hang out with him, so don't date her. That's basically my filter. And so I wasted a lot of time on these like random girls, bro, which just wasted time, wasted energy, wasted feelings. I developed this like slightly playboy degen energy, which I mean is good because it gives you some confidence and ego, but then it has a lot of negatives. Like you start being arrogant and you stop being so humble and you stop learning as much. I started distracting myself from my mission, which the entire time it was actually just self-improvement. It wasn't getting girls. Getting girls did not fill the void in my heart. I'm gonna have to go through a lot more spiritual healing, like, before I fix that issue. So I would basically cycled back, like cyclical structure for those guys who were having English class at high level. Cyclical structure, back to the start. I was back to hedonism. All I was looking for was pleasure, but this time, instead of using my own hand, or instead of just like, fantasizing about girls, I would go and spend time with them instead and have them like in physical contact, which is better. It's definitely much better. It's much better to be a hedonist degen than being a hedonist incel. But I slowed down a lot in my self-improvement, and I focused way too much on my looks to the point where I was starting to look quite feminine. What I learned, degen girls are not worth it. They're pretty but not worth it at all. Waste of time. It is much better to not date than to date low quality. And you, yourself, should always come first. Your self-improvement should be above everyone you know. If you're thinking of like doing this social situation, like let's say it's someone's birthday and they have birthday cake and you know you shouldn't eat it and you've been on a clean, restricted diet for a while, don't do it. Even if it's like rude or some, don't do it, bro. Your improvement, you getting to where you truly want to be in life, which is the phrase I repeat, should always come first. Your mission, because like the birthday cake, that'll fade, bro. In 3 days, everyone will have forgotten. But in 3 days, you might still be suffering from like the brain fog and the intestinal damage of that. So 4, self-improvement is so much more than looks maxing, and this is when I start, moving a bit more into like the current era I'm in. 5, a man should not hide behind his looks. That's why I shaved all the hair off, and I'm actually liking the buzz cut. Makes the jawline pop. And I guess I learned how to pull degen girls, which is easy, bro. If you want to pull degen girls, you want to like quick guide, act really confident, get some muscle that'll help with that. Have balls, talk to girls, make fun of them, and just hurt them physically, like push them, kick them, hit them, and then just a lot of times they'll end up asking you for your Insta, and then boom, just go from there, or just make fun of them overall, and boom, that's how you pull them. It's easy. It's still fun. Like, as you can see, like I put there, the thrill of the hunt was much more enjoyable than a relationship. But I think that's just because the relationships were terrible, because they were just terrible No offense to them, I guess. They were nice-ish, but they weren't very good people. And yeah, like actually pulling them was much better than, spending time with them. Now, this is my current phase, that's why there's no image. I'll zoom in if you don't remember how I look like, bro. It's me. Yeah, so here's my current phase, which is basically monk mode. I killed my old self by shedding my old identity, buzzed my hair. I even like changed the layout of my room. I started grinding hard, as you can see, bro. Like, as you can see, I wear the same clothes in like a sequence of videos. It's not because I'm just weird, but it's because I film the videos in batches. I get a lot of work done in a specific amount of time. And so I had a new goal, which is financial freedom. I'll tell you my goal right now. I'm trying to reach 10,000 per month recurringly in the next 2 years, which seems like a huge amount, but I honestly think I'm gonna get there, especially if you help me by clicking that red nice little button down below. And I started focusing more on God. I started reading the Bible every morning. I have the Bible over there by my side, and I started getting more consistent with my habits, and I gained pretty great mental health. My mental health is pretty good now. I'm always smiling. I started complimenting a lot of people, which is nice. It's just a nice thing to do. It makes you feel good. Now, oh no. Let's go to positives. Oh no. If you're still here, I trust you have a cracked attention span. Like, it's great. So you're not gonna have left if you like were thinking of clicking off from. Damn, bro. So my mental health has never been better. That's definitely one of the best positives. Weirdly, girls actually do seem to be more attracted to me. Like, I've actually gotten a lot of instas from girls. And now I know I still have Instagram, but I don't really consume it. Actually, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, before I made this video, like, I was coping a lot and I spent like 20 minutes scrolling. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, that's definitely not one of my best moments, but most of the time, at least, I don't scroll and I have it pretty under control. Trust me. And to be honest, most of the time it's actually just texting girls, which is still a waste of time, but it's more productive. Bro, I'm coping right now. But yeah, I'm probably gonna uninstall Instagram again in like a couple days anyways. But yeah, I have built a strong sense of auto security, especially because girls keep showing me how attracted they are to me, and I've kind of desensitized myself because I don't actually want them anymore. Now my testosterone's at all-time high. I can feel it, bro. It's coursing through my veins. I have this fire in me at all times. It's this like passion, which just makes me fast, bro. It makes me amazing. Productivity at all-time high. I've never done this much work in a short amount of time, and I feel really proud of myself for that. My popularity is also increased because I guess, side effect of high testosterone and confidence and like cutting off your hair, getting a buzz cut, is that girls seem to like me more. So boys then like me more, and I hang out with more people. I'm more like bold. My health is much better, and you can tell that because my acne has gotten so much better, bro. If you saw like my first original videos where it was much worse, but even a long time ago back then, it was horrifying, honestly. And now it's getting much better. It's mostly cleared up, and I just have to get rid of the acne scars now, and should be pretty easy. So yeah, negatives. I mean, I haven't, I don't go out with friends as much. I went climbing with my friend last week, which was nice. And I do spend less time with my family, which is painful. I'm not gonna lie to you. My oxytocin levels are being damaged by this grind. But it's worth it, bro. It'll all be worth it in the end. The amount of time I spend with my family may be sacrificed a little bit. But let's just hope it was for a good reason. Mistakes, problems. I did not prepare for the future. When I first went into this big grind mode, I did not spend enough time preparing. I like just kind of went in like, okay, now work. I didn't know what to do. So I ended up taking too long to start, and I lost a bit of motivation. And I ended up being scared to go all in because I was basically just procrastinating, as I said there. So make sure you're well prepared before you go all in, or else you're just gonna crash. It's like you can't make a plane lift off if like there's no wheels. If there's only like one wheel and one of the wings is like folded, it's not gonna work. You're just gonna kind of go forward a little bit, then you're gonna crash. You have to make sure you have both wings set up, all wheels down, and then you can go. Then you can start accelerating. Then you're gonna see the exponential progress. What I learned: your identity is actually your number one ally. So do a lot of work on building up a good identity inside of you. I don't mean that like trans LGBTQ BS, but like The way you view yourself is very important. 2, don't be scared of the judgment of those below you. Now that sounds like an absolute brutal, like, asshole thing to say, but let's be honest. Am I really the same caliber as the random guy in my class who plays Brawl Stars 24/7, even in class, he can't focus, jittering around, can't make eye contact, hasn't spoken to a girl in months? If he says like, oh bro, you should just chill out. What, you take cold showers? That's crazy, bro. How come you don't play video games? And I just hop on for 5 minutes. I'm not gonna be scared of his judgment. I'm laughing internally. He has no idea what he's missing. Now, number 4, your diet greatly impacts the way you can focus. And I found that having, like, eating less carbs will help the way you focus. And overall, just cut out the sugars, bro. You don't need to eat sweets. You don't need to eat cakes. Just do that, and it'll be much better. And hopefully much, much more in the future. The end. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative, and you liked my stories. And you now relate to me a bit more. And you just learned more about me, and I hope you enjoyed that. See you, bro.